All right. So the Bad Batch, season 3. You guys loved it. MauLer's favorite.
How do we do it? Should we do like everyone choose a number overall for the 3 episodes and slap it all down at the same time so that none of us can influence each other before we get those numbers?
Yeah, right. Give me a second.
So like overall, 1 out of 10 for the
As a
first
story,
3
episodes 1, 2, and 3 together out of 10, what'd you give it?
I don't want to influence.
I'm going first. Or are we all going to go
Well,
at the same time?
all the same
all
time.
the same time. So on the count of 5. 1, 2.
Count of 5.
I'm still thinking.
Right.
4, 5, 4.5.
3.
We're pretty close. We're pretty damn close.
Yeah, not too far off.
I really want to know what MauLer thought about his entire experience, because this is the first time you've seen any type of Clone Wars animated style show.
Let me tell you, fellas, it was wacky. Watching that previously on was hilarious. It's just like a bunch of nonsense to me. Like it was like
just don't let it derail you from the actual Clone Wars.
No, of course, no. Listen, this show that I'm running with you fuckers is gonna get me through that whole thing probably, and I'll do it right. It's part of my
Tales. You still got to Tales of the Jedi.
Exactly. And Bad Batch. I know what a Bad Batch isn't. Clone Wars isn't. Rebels isn't. Tales isn't. You know, they're all they live in their own little worlds. But yeah. I mean, you know, the previously on. I actually watched the previously on before and after the 3 episodes, and it didn't make any more sense after that or before that. But still, I followed the story of these 3 episodes, and oh boy.
Well, I can tell you the story of 1 was it only needed to be about 5 minutes long. It would have been like, hey, Omega's been here a long time, and it's the same thing every fucking day.
I'm
surprised tired of that dripping faucet.
Why have a previously on Bad Batch as a series without just doing a quick like this is this guy, this is this, like as in like character names, right? Because like the previously on basically covered very specific information, and I was like, it showed Tech dying, quote unquote. And I was like, okay, I remember you guys talking about that, but everything else pretty much was just a blur. I was like,
if we ever followed orders
in season 3 now?
No, I know, but like if you're gonna have a previously, which I don't think helped that much at all.
You know, I think the point of previously is not for people who have literally never watched it ever before. I believe the point of previously is for people that watched it last year and just want to be reminded of the bullet points to like bring back.
Fair enough. But what am I to do? All right. You guys put me on this path. Okay.
You got to go watch season 2's first episode so that you get a previously of season 1.
That's true. Actually, that's what you should have done.
Yeah, you should have done that.
There you go.
Or just watch my breakdown videos. There you go. But yeah, no, the first 2, I was like, okay, she's here. It's pretty dark, very dark style of Star Wars, since we haven't really gotten too much of that, and pretty melancholy. And then the third one, I was like, oh shit, Palpatine's in. Okay, this is cool. But then it's like he goes to the freaking thing, and it's literally the same chamber as Exegol, and I'm like, really?
Hemlock, I see Project Necromancer is proceeding exactly as planned. Yes, Emperor. Everything is happening as you have foreseen. Or whatever.
Oh, shit, like, that's a good Hemlock.
I don't know. I just got that was my one shot.
Were you the one recording?
Yeah, it was me, actually.
Oh,
it was
shit,
me.
Okay.
Me and Dave actually have a really long relationship. So
yeah, it's just like Exegol. Yeah, no. Yeah. So it's just like Exegol. And then we get to the point where he's looking through the thing and everyone's like, holy shit, that's Snoke. I thought it was Snoke too, but wouldn't it be cool if it was just like a young him? And then Snoke is just some like completely fucked up version of what they had to do with a plan B, right? So because in the comics, Luke ends up beating the shit out of Snoke, and that's why he's got all these scars and disfigurements. I don't know if Dave's going to go along with that. But what I would like to happen if they're going along...
Stop saying that. I don't know if Dave's going to go along with that.
Well, I don't.
Like, for the past 4 years, all we've been hearing from people that are, like, trying to cope is like, well, I'm sure John and Dave aren't going towards the sequels. And then literally everything they've ever done, starting in Mando season 1, on to 2, on to 3, Bad Batch, right? Ahsoka, like, all of this stuff is meant to tie completely into the sequels and to explain away the sequels. The last 5 years of Star Wars storytelling has been an attempt to explain away one decision by J.J. Abrams that was made like the snap of a finger because we're fucked. What do we do for Rise of Skywalker? Well, we got to explain Palpatine now.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't it be cool if it was not that? and he created some sort of like, this is not Snoke, this is some completely different. Maybe it's like a young him who gets, I don't know, killed or destroyed.
Don't you think that's what I think Project Necromancer is making Palpatine? No, it's Palpatine. It's like
yeah.
That's what I think Project Necromancer is. Period.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That'd be cool. That would be exactly what I expect. He wants to ensure that he's being able to make these clones and live on forever, type of thing.
Yeah. So I don't think it's Snoke. Like that's all I care about. I don't want it to be fucking Snoke again.
Oh,
so what I want to see the story of him making young Palpatine and it possibly working, and then something happens where, who knows, like the batch gets destroyed or the information or data gets destroyed or the lab gets whatever. And then Snoke is like some plan B bullshit that they had to create.
You'd like that?
Well, what else? What other option? Would you rather it be Snoke?
I don't care about any of the clone nonsense science plotline. I want fucking character stuff. That's what I'm here for.
Oh well, you're not going to get that in the Bad Batch.
I mean, there's pieces. I'd even have some levels of praise for some of the minor things that they did, but mostly criticism.
I actually think that it's going to be interesting when Mauler goes back and watches all of TCW, because specifically, like the first episode of Bad Batch, there has been, in Bad Batch in general, there's been an attempt to be more serious and have like more cinematography almost in this type of animation than there was in like the standalone Clone Wars series. Like undoubtedly, that's like a big attempt they're pushing for. And the first episode, it almost felt to me like they were really pushing hard with these long pauses between dialogue and long lingering shots on things. And I'm like, man, it feels like this episode could have only been 10 minutes long and they're really like extending it out.
For sure.
So it's going to be interesting when Mauler goes back and watches the first like seasons of TCW, and it's just like so silly.
Well, for reference, I have seen season 1 of TCW. Like I saw that a few years ago. I think I tried to watch it. I think I got halfway through like season 2 and then I gave up. But yeah, it was a very wacky child show, right? Like it's like a 10-minute sequences of funny battles that happen and chill thing. You know, like it's very chill. It's very almost wholesome and supposed to be. Feels like something that you like put on between lessons in school or something. It's just like, look now, welcome to this fun adventure.
You have it on like in the background while you're like folding laundry or making a sandwich or something.
Yeah. Not heavy.
You know, that's the best type of content.
You know, in Bad Batch opening, it's like rainy and this big landscape shot and this like all kinds of soundtrack to create the mood. Then the troopers are coming out of like a ship. And it's like, what are we gonna do? And it's like the guy is like abandoned them. No one survives outside the perimeter. And it's like, ooh, yeah. Then you hear screaming and he turns off the thing. I was like,
it's super serious. It's like the Andor of like the series is like the Andor of Star Wars animated series. Just by that I mean like the serious tone and nature of it.